The headlines: Governor Soludo appointed national leader of APGA. Bill for the establishment of oil producing area development commission scale second reading at Anambra State House of Assembly. Nigeria-Ukraine to strengthen trade relations through agriculture. As South Korea police seek to charge officials over 159 people killed in Halloween crush. Hello, beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News at 8. I am David Okpokwasele. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. We begin in Awka, where the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, has appointed Governor Chukwuma Soludo as their national leader, a position formerly occupied by the former governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano. The party carried out the exercise during the National Executive Committee meeting held in Awka. Government House correspondent Valentine Mbadowa reports that the appointment took effect after a motion was moved by the National Organizing Secretary of APGA, Mr. Ifeanyi Mberi, and was seconded by Salihu Abubakar Sadiq, Bauchi State Chairman of APGA, and supported through a voice vote by NEC members. The exercise was followed with the presentation of certificate of appointment by the National Chairman of APGA, Chief Victor Oye. Governor Soludo accepted the role and promised commitment towards making the party to become more relevant in the country's political circle. He promised to work in collaboration with all the members of APGA to take the party to greater heights. The governor said that APGA is a party of the progressives who in the future offer Nigeria progressive leadership, adding that APGA mainstreams competence, unity, and progress. He paid tribute to those who has been in that position before him, including Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu and his predecessor, former Governor Obiano. Earlier, the national chairman of APGA, Chief Oye, commended Governor Soludo's leadership qualities, noting that APGA as a party will be pleased to tap into his wealth of experience, wisdom, intellectual and moral capacity. The next meeting was attended by members from across the state and geopolitical zones in Nigeria. From there, we move to the State Assembly, where a bill for a law to establish Oil Producing Areas Development Commission 2023 has scaled second reading in Anambra State House of Assembly. The bill, which is sponsored by the member representing Owaru 1 constituency, Honorable Noble Iwe, passed second reading during plenary. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwuemeka Modern reports that while sponsoring the bill, Honorable Iwe explained that the bill aims at developing oil-producing areas in the state by ensuring that part of the 13% oil derivation Anambra State receives from the federal government is used to develop oil-producing communities. The lawmaker went on to say that it will empower Oil-Producing Areas Development Commission to liaise with relevant federal and state government authorities as well as oil prospecting and producing companies on the control and effective method of tackling the problems of oil spillage, erosion and other ecological problems in oil-producing areas in Anambra State. In his contribution, the member representing Onitsha South 1 constituency, Honorable Uzomeli, said if the commission is created, it will help to cushion the hazard associated with oil exploration in the state. On his part, the member representing Anambra West constituency, Honorable Patrick Udoba, added that the bill, when passed, will ensure even distribution of oil revenue between oil-producing communities and the areas that will be affected by the oil spillage. Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, lauded Governor Chukwuma Soludo for ensuring that the oil revenues being brought to the state are effectively managed. The Speaker of the We take that again. Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, lauded Governor Chukwuma Soludo for ensuring that Anambra State is today an oil-producing state, receiving 13% oil derivation from Anambra State government. In a bid to protect intellectual property, especially science inventions from universities, The National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP, has commissioned Intellectual Property and Technology Transfer Office at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Uli Campus. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwuode tells us more.
NOTAP, which is domiciled under the Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, is concerned with intellectual property protection for inventors and researchers, providing a platform also for them to market their inventions. Dr. Dan Azumin Ibrahim, the Director General of NOTAP, represented by Dr. Ephraim Okejiri, remarked that the need to spread the intellectual property and technology transfer offices to universities was through the instrumentality of World Intellectual Property Organization in order to protect, serve as a database for inventors and researchers, while also providing support for commercialization.
As we have now officially commissioning this event today, the project today, we'll always be in contact with the university through the coordinator of the center, so that we can always assess what is going on and offer other advice we have. And also if the center has challenges, and also reach out to us so that however we can assist, we assist. Because we're looking forward to more inventions coming out from this place and in the process promoting technological learning and development.
The Vice Chancellor of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Professor Greg Nwakobi, represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Professor Osita Chayanam, emphasized that the impact of the Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation is felt deeply, as Uli Campus, being the science base of the university, will benefit greatly from the facilities.
The measure of any country is based on its level of technology. And technology means your abilities to solve their problem, the ability to solve other people's problem, not depending on other people to solve your problem. If you are going to war with another country, your ability to produce your weapons, in terms of health, your ability to produce your drugs, and these are measured based on your level of science and technology.
The Dean, Faculty of Physical Sciences, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Uli Campus, who also facilitated the office to the university, Professor Kingsley Nwozo, noted that the office will help secure the inventions and research coming from the institution and beyond, and help those who invent and research to reap the maximum benefit of their work. Engineer Ndubisi Mmadu Abuchi, a representative of the Senate Committee Chairman on Science and Technology, Senator Uche Ekwunife, explained that only technology can move the country forward away from mineral resources, and the facility is a move in the right direction. Participants at the workshop, which preceded the facility commissioning, including Mr. Leo Chukwu and Reverend Sister Professor Benedict Ezeliora, said the workshop has exposed them to new knowledge, and the facility will help the university community, especially for inventors and researchers, in no small measure. Lectures from resource persons and commissioning of the facilities were high points of the event. From Uli, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwuode for ABS News.
The founder and chief executive officer, Ezeakunne Foundation, Chief Vincent Nwankwo, has distributed 200 bags of rice to less privileged persons in his community on Air in Orumba South local government area of Anambra State. 4 persons from each of the 4 villages in the community were also selected and empowered with a motorcycle each. Our Nnewi Bureau Chief, Chimezie Omefa, the report taken from our studios.
Ceremony, Chief Nwankwo also opened his new house and thanked God for using him through Ezeakunne Foundation to bless lives in the community for the past 10 years. Chief Nwankwo explained that the foundation was born out of his desire to alleviate the plight of his people and for his passion to serve humanity. Chief Nwankwo, who stressed that a healthy society is one where anyone can maximize their potential, not minding their social class, and without any hindrance or social exclusion, urged the beneficiaries of the motorcycles to make optimal use of the opportunity to become self-reliant and help themselves, their immediate families, and their community at large.
Ka we na nye Chineke ekene maka na onye dị ndụ ga na-ekwu haleluya. Ọ ndị nwụrụ anwụ ka nke aka njọ. Otu akwa ka obi suwe bụrụ mpọle na dịka ori suwe bịa nọnyere m n'ụbọchị taa. Wọ na-asụ ụkwụ ọma okwu niile ka ori suwe bịa ma ndị ka na-abịa abịa ma ndị ka nọ n'ụlọ. Nke unu ji bịa dị mma. Mana anyị na-ekwu unu ya alachiga unu ga-eji lachiga ga-akarị nke ori suwe bịa mma n'aha Jizọs.
Some of the beneficiaries, Mr. Abuchi Okafo and Mr. Ugochukwu Okonkwo, expressed joy and gratitude to their benefactor and promised to better their lives for the motorcycles given to them.
I couldn't carry go to senior brother. Respect you.
Earlier in his speech, immediately after a holy mass to bless the new house, Reverend Father Stanley Moses of the Catholic Diocese of Ekulobia called Chief Nwankwo a man of the people and a kind-hearted man who sees good and great potentials in every human being that comes his way. Reverend Moses also prayed God to continue to prosper him so that he will find the grace and compassion to do more for the people of One.
Gwa ụmụnne anyị ndị Igbo n'ebe dị iche iche bụ na nwanne dịkwa na mba ụtọ nwanne amaka onye Chukwu gọziere onye aka gọzikwazi ndị ọzọ ọkwa na bụ n'obodo anyị ga-adị mma na nwanne ma nwanne ya ọkachasị n'oge ihe isi ike dị ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ anaghị afụ nri ha na-eri ọfọdụ ndị mmadụ enweghị ọrụ ọkachasị ụmụ okorobịa na ụmụ agbọghọbịa ụmụnne anyị ndị Chineke gọziri ka ha nyekwazi aka wepụta onye ma onye ọha na nyekwara ndị ọzọ ndị ha ka mma aka n'ụzọ dị otu a Chineke ga na-agọzi ha obodo anyị na-akawanye mma onyekwazi aka mpụ na ihe ọjọọ dị iche iche na-ebenatakwazi n'obodo.
Some of the friends of Chief Nwankwo
The National Population Commission (NPC) has wrapped up a 10-day state-level training for data quality managers (DQMs) for the 2023 population and housing census. The training, which held at Okpunoka South local government area of Anambra State, attracted 26 participants selected from the 21 local government areas of Anambra State. Correspondent Blessing Uchendo has the details.
Addressing the participants, the MPC chairman Alhaji Nasiri Kwara said that data quality managers are assigned the task of ensuring that the census data collection process is smooth and that the census data are correct, complete and consistent with the principles of the national exercise. Alhaji Kwara, who spoke through the Federal Commissioner of the MPC in Anambra State, Mr. Chidi Ezoke, noted that the DQMS will profile all field functionaries and devices, assign enumeration areas to functionaries, and ensure that data collected from the field are validated and evaluated, and also monitor the dashboards for data collection progress and total coverage. The MPC chairman urged the trainees to keep practicing what they have been taught so as to help the Commission achieve credible and transparent digital census, which has been scheduled for April this year.
There is no way we can talk about the digital census without the backing of those of you here in this hall for Anambra State. And so in all the states of the Federation. Your job is so critical, your input is so critical that if we succeed, it's you. If we fail, it is you.
On his part, the Anambra State Director of National Population Commission, Dr. Joachim Olase, said that the essence of the training and retraining is to ensure that the 2023 population and housing census fulfills all constitutionally mandated counts of every person living in Nigeria, assuring that the Commission has capable hands in Anambra State for the forthcoming exercise.
The ICT most important personnel in the census taking. And each of them will man the local government areas to be assisted by DQAs, data quality assistants. We have trained the Army facilitators and what they call special workforce. In Anambra, we screened around 728 facilitators and around 428 special workforce. And they are going to profile or board all the enumerators and supervisors that are going to go to the field.
One of the trainees, Mr. Chibeze Chinonso, commended the organizers for the training, noting that they have been given the full capacity to put Anambra State on the map.
We appreciate the state MPC. We appreciate our facilitators. We've been bonding for the past 10 days. And the essence of that is actually to have at least a full knowledge of what we are expected to do. We are here, and by the special grace of God, we shall deliver.
The closing ceremony, which attracted monitoring and evaluation officers from Abuja, also featured question and answer sessions. In Oka, Blessing Uchendo, ABS News.
In spite of the war in Ukraine, the Ukrainian food industry wants to have closer relations with Nigeria through the establishment of grain hubs in the country that will enable it bring in high-quality grains to Nigeria. Ekwi Ajide of our Abuja Bureau reports.
Speaking at a bilateral meeting between the Ukrainian Minister of Agrarian Policy and Food, Mr. Mykola Solsky, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeffrey Onyama, Mr. Solsky said establishing such hubs will influence positively on the prices of grains in Nigeria. Mr. Solsky noted that creating grain hubs in Nigeria should be a priority based on her size and capacity, adding that if both countries synergize in that aspect, it will be a practical step towards business reaching a new level. According to him, grains from Ukraine will be arriving in Nigeria next month under the Grain from Ukraine initiative.
I think that despite all the events going on in the world, our countries are for sure ready to develop this cooperation, and Ukrainian presidents are ready to pay a big attention to this development.
On his part, Nigeria's Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. Mohammed Abubakar, stated that more than 30% of Nigeria's business in agriculture are with Ukraine in the area of wheat, fertilizer, and other grains. According to him, the Lagos and Onne port in Port Harcourt River State are being considered as the proposed hubs, and assured that the relationship between Nigeria and Ukraine will improve, especially in the agricultural sector.
The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Damadami, has described the Nigerian military as the most professional in West Africa who cannot molest or vilify civilians without cause. Major General Damadami stated this while clarifying issues at the bi-weekly briefing on troops' activities and operational successes recorded in the various operational theaters within the 6 geopolitical zones of the country in the past 3 weeks. Again, our Abuja Bureau Chief, Ekwi Ajide, completes the story.
Damadami, however, warned that even though the military will not victimize or intimidate residents, it will not be found wanting in setting citizens straight for criminal offenses. He noted that the primary aim of the Nigerian military is to ensure peace and safety of the citizens. However, it has embarked on construction of schools in various parts of the country, including the southeast.
South Korea police are seeking charges of involuntary manslaughter and negligence against 23 officials, including law enforcement officers, over public safety failures they said were responsible for a crowd crush in the capital show that killed 159 people in the popular nightlife area. Mr. Song Jeng-ha, who headed the National Police Agency's special investigation into the tragedy, said that his team will now send the case file to prosecutors following the conclusion of an investigation into the events of the night. Despite anticipating a crowd of more than 100,000 for Halloween festivities in October 2022, Seoul Police had assigned fewer than 140 officers to the capital's busy nightlife district, Itaewon, on the day, and most were focused on monitoring drug use and violent crimes, which experts said left few resources for crowd safety. The results of the 7th four-day police investigation announced by Sean mostly confirmed what was already clear, that police and public officials failed to employ meaningful crowd control measures for the expected numbers of Halloween revelers and essentially ignored emergency calls placed to police hotlines that warned of a swelling crowd hours before the situation turned to a deadly crush on October 28. Fulham increased the pressure on Chelsea boss Graham Potter with a chalk 2-1 victory that saw Blues forward João Felix sent off on his debut before a decisive blunder from Kepa Arrizabalaga. Chelsea troubled side to a crash 7th defeat in their last 10 games in all competitions. Chelsea fell behind to a goal from their former winger Willian in the first half at Craven Cottage. Khalidou Koulibaly equalized after the break, but Felix was dismissed for a reckless topped-up lunge on Kenny Tete before Carlos Vinicius headed the late winner after Kepa's mistake. Iftoko Anglican Community, staff and students of Federal Polytechnic Oko, family members and well-wishers have bid their final farewells to the late Mrs. Comfort Nwajiako. A Holy Communion funeral service was held at her compound, Umuezeme Kindred, Ifitoko, and presided over by the Vicar, Holy Trinity Parish, Oko, Reverend Canon George Echetabi. Reverend Canon Echetabi was assisted by other Anglican priests from within and outside the state, among other clergymen from other denominations. Chibuzo Birike has the details.
Mrs. Nwajiako is from Aguleze Chukwu in Agwata Council area and got married to Mr. Josephat Okeke Nwajiako. In 1975, she had HND in public administration and played active role in church activities and was later conferred with Ezine title in the church. In his sermon during the burial service, Reverend Canon Echetabi described the demise of Ezine Nwajiako as a great loss not only to the people of Ifitoko but the Anglican Communion in Nigeria, noting that she was a mother, friend and spiritual guardian as well as a great worshipper and evangelist of their time.
Jesus, Jesus, the all and all. Onye Jesus with here. As no one and do, and you follow the Lazarus and was one of them. So much. Your situation in don't judge yourself because now moto that's for follow the bottom see nobody where is going to do a mother and I made over so and actually can't over so or put modus operandi to measure no one actually get the number. When you get the number can suffer Nandoa. Jesus will assurance on your as an overseer when you give it an ambiri. Niberaba, Tunditineke, Nagan got to be head, Mananta Chobino, Ilanama when even Jesus.
A staff of the Federal Polytechnic Oko, who was also a colleague of the deceased, Mr. Ben Okechukwu, said Ezine Nwajiako has touched many lives, created in a very short time, with a big shoe that they are hoping that people will be able to fit in, praying God to grant the family the strength, the ability to be able to move forward. In their separate tributes to the deceased, one of her sons, Mr. Kenechukwu Okeke Nwajiako, the only daughter, Adeze Okeke Nwajiako, and one of her daughters-in-law, Mrs. Chinyere Okeke Nwajiako, record the time and promises the deceased made to them and lessons learned from her, describing her as a prayerful woman, a mentor, silent achiever, cheerful and humble personality, and prayed God to grant her soul eternal rest. Appreciating all those who came to mourn with the family, the first son of the deceased, Mr. Emmanuel Okeke Nwajiako, expressed gratitude to all for their prayers, presence, and support in making the burial a memorable one, and prayed for journey mercies, and pointed out that their mother lived a fulfilled life but was cut short after a brief illness in November 2022.
Like I said in the commendations of the Federal Polytechnic, I told them that the legacy she left behind will uphold it. As being the first son of the family, I will make sure that I took care of the younger ones. the peace which she told us about, we'll continue to uphold it and make sure that we live in unity and harmony. And to our father, we'll do as much as we can to make sure that the vacuum that our mom left, will fill it.
From Ifitoko in Agwata Council area, Chibuzo Bidike, ABS News.
You can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television, or can subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television, or you can follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now the main point again. We told you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has been appointed as the national leader of All Progressives Grand Alliance. We also told you that a bill for the establishment of Oil Producing Areas Development Commission has scaled second reading at the Anambra State Assembly. Nigeria, Ukraine are to strengthen trade relations through agriculture as South Korean police seek to charge officials over 159 people killed in harrowing crash in 2022. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. I am David Okpokwasile. The weekend show continues right after now. Stay with us.